Okay, and just like that, 100,000 slime gifts, 11 billion wrap. I did end up spending around 10.2 billion, which is a little more than I expected to spend, but technically I did make like 800 million gems worth of wrap if I were to sell all these. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Pet Sim 99 video. Today I'm going to be doing quite possibly the most insane opening I've ever done, and I'm going to be opening 100,000 of the new slime gifts. Now, if you've seen any of my other gift openings, the most I've ever done in one video is 10,000. So I'm super excited to see how much profit, if any, I'm able to make from these 100,000 gifts and show you guys whether or not it is actually worth opening these gifts. Now, before I get into all of that, under 20% of you guys that watch my videos are subscribed. So if you want us to reach our giveaway milestones as fast as possible, or you just enjoy the content that I make sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to want to reach 40,000 subscribers. I will be hosting an absolutely insane 100+ huge pet giveaway on Pet Sim 99. But until then, I'll continue to give away at least 10 huge pets every single video, and if you want a chance to win one of these huge pets, all of the giveaway information will be in the description. Before I get into the video, I did also just create a X or Twitter account not too long ago, and I will be posting here like updates on my videos and just behind the scenes stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely go follow, and the link will be linked in the description. Okay, so by now you guys definitely know that part 2 of the Slime Factory event was released, and in this event we finally got a gift, and this one is the slime gift. It's been a couple events since we've actually had a gift, and therefore a couple of events since I have actually been able to do a gift opening video. So in order to get this new gift, they actually added something called a slime machine, and as you can see, as you're grinding in the breakable area of this event, the percentage of the machine goes up pretty fast, especially if you have a pretty decent team as well as a good enchant loadout. If you want to learn more about how you can effectively grind this event, definitely go check out my tips and tricks video. But as you can see, the machine actually fills up pretty fast, and it is easily AFKable because there is an auto claim slime machine. Once it reaches 100%, every time you claim it, you have a 100% chance at getting at least 1 to 6 slime gifts, meaning overnight you can easily AFK yourself hundreds and maybe even thousands of these gifts. And that's also why the wrap of these gifts is already pretty low, because there's already millions in circulation. As you can see, the exist count says there's 72 million in circulation already after about a day of this event being out. Now, typically most gifts that I open, I don't think there's a high probability of making profit, but after looking through the items and looking at the percentages, which I'll go over in a couple of seconds here, I definitely think this gift has some very good potential. But make sure you watch all the way through to help make an informed decision on whether or not you want to open these gifts or not. Nothing is ever a 100% guarantee, and if you are going to be spending diamonds on these gifts, make sure you're not putting everything you have into the gifts. You're definitely not going to lose all of your diamonds from these gifts, probably not even 50% of your diamonds, but there is a chance you don't break even or make profit. Now, with that being said, what makes these gifts so profitable in my eyes is the items and huges inside of the gift. Not only do you have a chance at hatching the normal variants of the huge, as in like the normal, the golden, and the rainbow, there is also a chance at hatching the shiny variant of the huge. Although the shiny variant is incredibly rare, if you manage to hatch one of these, you will easily make like billions of diamonds of profit. However, you should not rely on hatching a shiny huge. But I do love gifts that do have shiny huges because they just add that little extra bonus percentage of making your money back. Now, when it comes to getting the normal variant of the huge, the odds are actually pretty good. As you can see from the screenshot on screen, the chances of getting the normal huge is only 1 out of 3,571, which honestly is not that much, especially for how cheap these gifts are and how easy they are to get. But the chances of a golden is 1 out of 17,856. The chances of a rainbow is 1 out of 89,280. And the chances of a shiny is 1 out of 446,400. Now, the chances obviously of the rainbow and shiny are pretty far out of the realm of possibilities for most players, although you could get lucky and get one. So I'm going to be opening 100,000 gifts, and on average, I should be able to get myself around 20 to 35 of the normal huge spotted elephant, and then a couple of goldens if these chances are correct. However, this is actually not where most of the profit is going to be coming from. So most of your profit is actually going to be coming from the factory boosters. Now on screen is actually the rough percentage of getting each booster from a gift, and I went ahead and calculated what boost you should be expecting to get per 1,000 gifts that you open. So every 1,000 gifts that you open, which is currently around 80 million diamonds in wrap, it's definitely going to drop. Keep in mind this is a rough but pretty accurate estimate. You can expect to get around 1 factory coin booster 2, 3 damage booster 2s, 3 speed booster 2s, 13 coin booster 1s, as well as 40 damage booster 1s and 40 speed booster 1s. Now that means that if you're going to be opening slime gifts and you're specifically looking for profit, the only way you're going to have a pretty good chance at making profit and breaking even is if the wrap of all of these boosts together combined add up to the value of the wrap of the gift times 1,000. So currently the wrap of this gift times 1,000 would be around 80 million. Now, honestly, you can actually buy these gifts for less. So I'd say they're around 75 million right now. And the wrap of all of these boosters combined is 86.6 million. Now, that does not even take into account that the Coin Booster 2s and Coin Boosters 1s are getting overpays. However, the Speed and Damage Booster 1s are getting slight underpays. So this wrap is pretty accurate, if not a little bit of an undershoot. But regardless, that is still quite a bit more than 75 to 80 million diamonds, which is the wrap of 1,000 of the gifts. So if you're going to be opening these gifts, just do this little test, add up the total value of these amount of boosters combined, and then make sure that that total value is around 1,000 times the wrap of the gift. And that is going to help you know whether or not your chances of making profit from these gifts are still really good. Okay, so with all of the profitability and huge chances out of the way, it is time for me to actually go ahead and get 100,000 of these slime gifts. Now, I'm currently starting with 47.5 billion diamonds, but we'll see how many I actually have to spend. I really hope it doesn't take more than 10 billion though. Okay, wow. So yeah, some people are selling these a lot at a time, but they are upcharging them a little bit. I am a little impatient, and to save myself time, I will pay a little above wrap, like 20 to 30k, but that is the most I'm willing to do. Oh wow, another 3,000 for 100k each. Not bad, not bad. I just found 12,000 for 99k each. Yeah, I'm really surprised with just how easy these gifts are to actually find. I knew they would be pretty abundant, but not this abundant. Wow, 34,000 for 105 each. Absolutely insane. I think that might be all I need. Let me check how many I have now. 83,000 of the gifts. Okay, we're only 13,000 away, and by the looks of it, it is not going to take too much longer. Okay, and just like that, 100,000 slime gifts, 11 billion wrap. I did end up spending around 10.2 billion, which is a little more than I expected to spend, but technically I did make like 800 million gems worth of wrap if I were to sell all these. Obviously, that is not what I'm going to be doing, unfortunately. This is like a Titanic's worth of slime gifts, but it is time to start opening these gifts and see just how many boosters and how many other stuff I get. I do want to quickly clear out my inventory just so that I don't get it confused with anything else that I already have, because I have already hatched one of these elephants, and I also do have a few factory boosts. Okay, and then we are just going to go to my private server and start opening. All right, and before I do start opening these gifts, I do want to quickly check my mailbox. If you want to donate to me using the mailbox, my username is loopedmuffin_rbx. I tend to shout out anything over 5 million diamonds in wrap or any exclusive pets just to save time in the videos. Once again, you guys do not have to feel obligated to donate. If you do donate, make sure you're not donating anything that you actually need. I really do appreciate all the gifts, but most of them do just go back into low tier huges for the giveaways. So I just want to be completely transparent. I do not need these gifts, but it's just another way to interact with you guys. So if you want to send me something, then by all means you can. Thank you so much Alex Power for the huge ooze axolotl, and thank you I Love Yuta for the golden huge mining penguin, as well as the golden huge ooze axolotl. Thank you. And thank you Bruh Moment for the huge mining penguin, as well as other huge mining penguin. Shout out to EP2 vids, as well as the another huge mining penguin, and the huge snowflake Pegasus, as well as another huge minecart hamster. Thank you very much. And then thank you Witherspoon for the 4 huge arcade dogs. Thank you so much. And thank you very much Tavuk for the Jurassic crocodile. All right, moving on to the diamond donations. Now I'm going to start off with the most insane donation I've ever received on this channel. Thank you so much Twitch TV Faulty5 for the 1 billion raw diamonds. That is absolutely insane. Thank you. You are so incredibly generous. And once again, I will be using these to just buy low tier huges for the giveaways. So thank you very, very much. And then shout out Kimberly for the 5 million diamonds. Shout out NGVCC for the 5 million diamonds. So thank you all so much for the diamond donations, especially another massive shout out to Twitch TV Faulty5. Thank you so much. All right, now it is time to actually start opening the gifts. Like always, I will be using a keybind to actually open the gifts and make it a little easier. And I'm hoping this doesn't take too long. I'll probably check in every 10,000 gifts or so. That sounds really crazy because normally for a video, I'd only open 10,000. But I'll be checking in every 10,000 gifts just to see what I get. So without further ado, let's start opening. Okay, so it obviously hasn't been 10,000 gifts yet. I've only opened a little over 2,000, but I'm honestly actually pretty shocked with the amount of boosts I've gotten already. Almost 100 of both of the damage 1 and speed ones, and then 21 of the coin boosters. It's not too bad, but then I also got quite a bit of tier 2 coins, tier 2 damage, and tier 2 speed. So far, I think I might be in the realm of profit. So far, I have made about 350 million wrap worth of boosts, and I've only used about 200 million wrap worth of gifts, and that doesn't even take into account the fact that I already hatched a huge spotted elephant. So far it looks like if you open a ton of these gifts, you could be making a ton of profit, but I might be getting ahead of myself. So let's keep opening and see what else I'm able to get. Okay, so it's been about 10,000 gifts now, and so far gotten quite a bit of wrap worth of boost. Now ideally I've used about 1 billion diamonds worth of gifts, so let's quickly box up these boosts and see how much wrap worth of boost I got. Yeah, so roughly 1.3 billion diamonds worth of boost. So far it looks like I am on track to make profit. So I'll bring these back out of the box, but honestly, that also does not take into account the 5 huge spotted elephants that I have managed to hatch so far. Now, I'm not sure if I'm just getting lucky or if the odds are actually a little better than what people think, but so far 5 for only 10,000 gifts is actually pretty good. And I'm on track to get around 50 and maybe even a few golds or rainbows if it keeps going like this. But let's keep opening. Okay, another hour or so down the drain, and now we have 40,000 of the gifts opened. Still not even halfway there. Just kind of insane, but I did get myself about 4 or 5 more of the huge spotted elephants, which is pretty cool. And then I still got a ton of boosts over here. I was not expecting this video to go on this long, so I do have to head to work, but because it has taken so long, I am just gonna hatch the rest of the gifts now and then check what I get once I get back. Cue the super long time lapse.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on
Okay, and like 4 hours later, I have finally opened all of the gifts, and let's box up everything I got and see how much profit, if any, I actually made. Okay, so after 100,000 gifts, I managed to get myself 32 normal huge pets along with 2 of the goldens. Now, I'm honestly disappointed I didn't get a rainbow, but besides that, I also got myself a lot of boosters, like a lot of boosters. Now, in total, the wrap value of all of this is equivalent to 12 billion. Now, I know that the huges probably won't sell for the wrap, but most of this wrap is the factory boosters, which do sell for around their wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and try to sell these boosters and see just how many coins I made. Before I do this, I will send over all of my diamonds to an alt account, and then we will start selling all the boosts. And all right, I went ahead and sold a lot of boosters, but not even all of them. Now, I have 8.2 billion raw diamonds. So I did end up spending 10.2 billion diamonds on the 100,000 gifts. However, the price of the gifts have dropped down to 80k each. So if I were to have bought the 100k gifts now and opened them on the spot, I would have only needed to spend around 8 billion diamonds. So that would have been instant profit. Now, if I'm going to do this in the future, I will definitely be buying smaller amounts of gifts so that I can open them all and sell the items as fast as possible before the value of the items and the gifts drop. However, even after 10 hours after I bought the gifts and spending 10 billion, I still got 8.2 billion raw diamonds from selling most of my boosters, and I still have another 3 or 4 billion worth of huges as well as other boosters that I'm going to be saving just to use on my other accounts while I'm grinding this week. So without a doubt, if I sold my huges and the factory boosters even for a little below wrap and only got like 3 billion out of this, I would have still made easily a billion or more profit worth of diamonds. And once again, if I were to buy these gifts now, I would have only had to spend 8 billion, meaning I would have probably made 3 or 4 billion diamonds worth of profit. So that's why I definitely think it is better to buy a few thousand at a time, open them, and then sell everything, and you'll definitely make a ton more profit. Although I still somehow managed to make a billion diamonds profit after waiting like 10 hours after buying the gifts. So should you buy and should you open these gifts? In my opinion, gifts are always a little risky. However, your chances of making profit and breaking even on this gift are pretty high. So it is ultimately up to you based on what you saw in this video. However, I know for a fact that I will be opening these gifts myself. And honestly, up until people realize how good these gifts are, I might even end up buying a few more of these gifts, opening them, and then selling the stuff as fast as possible to give myself a lot more profit than I made this video, because I decided to buy so many gifts that it took hours for me to open the items, ultimately causing the items to deflate as I was holding on to them and opening the gifts. So yeah, after opening 100,000 slime gifts, I made quite a bit of profit and definitely could have made a lot more if I was smarter and opened them in smaller batches. But honestly, I hope this shows you just how good these slime gifts really are. And definitely, if you're going to be buying these gifts, make sure to do the little test that I mentioned earlier by adding up the wraps of the average boost that you get per 1,000 gifts. However, these gifts are definitely one of the best, if not the best gift to open in the game right now, providing you the highest chance of breaking even and making profit. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget that once we reach 40,000 subscribers, we'll be hosting a massive 100+ huge pet giveaway on Pet Sim 99. But anyways, I hope you all have an amazing day and good luck grinding. Congratulations to this user for being the first person to comment on my last Pet Sim 99 video with their Roblox username. You've won yourself a free huge pet. I do this kind of giveaways every single video, so if you want a chance to be the first commenter and win yourself a free huge pet, make sure to turn on post notifications to be notified when I upload. It's time to roll the winners of the giveaway from my last video's special 50+ huge pet giveaway. Since this video did reach the first like goal of 500 likes, I will be adding another 10 huge pets for a total of 60 huge pets. As always, usernames of all the winners will be shown on screen at the end of this time lapse. Wow, that was a lot, but congratulations to all 60 winners.